Good evening and welcome to the 7 o'clock English news from the Sultan Oman Television. Firstly, headlines. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq sends cable condolences to His Excellency the President of Iraq on the victims of the fire that erupted at the Hussein Teaching Hospital in the city of Nasiriyah. The Minister of Labour marks the graduation of around 250 participants of Itimad program. The Minister of Health reports 37 deaths and 982 new cases of COVID-19. And the Sultan is to be affected by a trough of low pressure with chances of rainfall. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq sent cable condolences to His Excellency President Dr. Barham Saleh of Iraq on the victims of the blaze that erupted at Al Hussein Teaching Hospital in the city of Nasiriyah. His Majesty the Sultan sent cable greetings to His Excellency President Emmanuel Macron of the Republic of France on his country's National Day. The Minister of Labour celebrated today the graduation of around 250 participants of the Itimad program. More details in the following report.
247 potential Omani leaders were virtually crowned graduates, marking the first group of the first batch of the National Leadership Program to upskill and empower the potential Omanis for middle and senior management positions in the private sector, which is called I'timad program.
I'timad program, it has increased our awareness in the leadership and management skills. The program was very effective, and it have a good potentials to improve the management skills for the newcomers for the private sectors, which is having also private sessions of the coaching, which move you forward to be a good leader and a good example in the company itself.
The program endeavors to prepare qualified national cadres who are capable of assuming leadership positions in the private sector. The development of national competencies comes in line with the objectives of Oman Vision 2040 to build the capacities of human resources and prepare them with the highest degree of efficiency and leadership skills to face challenges.
Definitely this program has a lot of perspective for the middle and senior management. We try through the program to give them different experiences through the face-to-face learning, through the projects, through the coaching sessions, where they can get different perspective from different sectors and that shape their personalities and their competencies in a better way. We are proud today to have their graduations and to have some of the very inspiring success stories. We are proud that within the span of less than a year after their graduation from I'timad, we already have 11% of these graduates getting leadership positions. So that tells a lot about what they have learned through this journey, and that tells a lot about how the program helped them to compete with others in the sector to get the leadership positions needed.
I'timad program comes within the human resources development scope of the Ministry of Labour to invest in various programs and initiatives that would contribute to empowering the national cadres in all sectors. Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
The Minister of Health announced 37 deaths and 982 new cases of COVID-19 in the Sultanate. It also registered 1,276 recovered cases in the last 24 hours. Total number of COVID-19 cases in the Sultanate reached 287,054. The total recovered cases reached 260,826, and the total deaths stood at 3,472. The minister indicated that the total number of the inpatients is 1,290, of which 458 in intensive care units. Vaccination centers in the governorates of Al-Lahira continues awareness campaign in order to encourage target groups to take the vaccine. The campaigns also aims to raise awareness among society members on the safety of the vaccine and the importance of taking it to limit the spread of the coronavirus COVID-19. The Directorate General of the Health Services in the Governorate of Al-Lahira allocated 10 centers for vaccination. The centers witnessed high turnout from citizens and residents during the last few days. The vaccination process at Alhambra Al-Draf Health Center went smoothly. Citizens and residents in the Niaba flocked to the health centers in the early morning to get vaccinated. The campaign targets the group of 18 years old and above. The Ministry of Health, in coordination with the bodies concerned, affirmed issuing temporary permits for the blood donors that will allow them to go to the blood centers during the night curfew. The Central Blood Bank in Boshir clarified that lately the number of blood donors decreased, while urging all to contribute in donating blood for the health benefits and humanitarian aspects. According to the blood bank in Boshir, the average number of donors in one day is around 70, and the target number is around 100 to 120 donors per day. To come a news bulletin. 4 German slackline workers finished an upbeaten feat in Sweden at a height of 600 meters. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The percentage of exported fish products to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia increased to 28% of the total exported fish products to the Gulf countries. More details in the following report.
With its wide range of fish products, the Sultanate Seas has a variety of all kinds and types. Whereas fish farming has increased on the rare types of fishes to cover the local markets and to export the surplus to the international markets. The development of the marketing systems has been a key goal for the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources, as the ministry worked on initiatives, projects and strategies to uplift the market's processes to ensure the export of quality Omani fishes to the targeted global markets. And as a result, Omani fish today reaches 65 countries around the world. The logistics market sector for fish products plays a key role in the marketing system, as the logistics services contributed to deliver and export the fish products to local markets as well as markets in the Arab Gulf countries such as the United Arab Emirates and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where the kingdom in 2020 acquired 28% of the total exported fishes to the Gulf countries. The marketed companies for fish products continues to target the Saudi market as the demand for those markets is still on the rise. The supreme fish and the sardine were amongst the most common of those exported. And it is with no surprise that the expected number of exported goods to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is to increase due to the direct route between the Sultanate and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Most governorates of the Sultanate witnessed cloudy skies with rainfall due to the trough of low pressure extended from the Arabian Sea. The latest analysis of the National Multi-Hazard Early Warning Center shows that the trough will continue for several days. Cloud advection with the chances of isolated rains are expected, with occasional thunder showers over the Governorate of Dhofar, Al-Wusta and South Al-Sharqiyya, including the Hajar Mountains and the adjoining areas. Seas will be rough along the Arabian Sea, with a maximum wave height between 3 and 4 meters along the Sea of Oman. It will be moderate with a maximum wave height of 1.5 to 2.5 meters. Meanwhile, the Governorate of Dakhiliya witnessed light to moderate rains today evening, which caused some wadis and tributaries to overflow. These are some scenes from today's rainfall in the wilayas of Nizwa and Manah. The Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources pointed out that the area of agricultural lands in the Sultanate reached 5.2 million acres. The ministry also said that the availability of the water resources is considered the most significant element in the agriculture sector. The sector consumes around 90% of the renewable water resources in the Sultanate. It also stressed that the increase in the usage of groundwater affected the quality of soil in the areas near the sea. The Ministry of Heritage and Tourism has completed surveying and exploration work at the site of the sunken ship Kiva on the coast of Mirbat in the Governorate of Dhofar. For over a month, the divers photographed the remains of the Kiva shipwreck at the ministry sought to document the marine heritage of the region in general. This documentary work is one of the most important and first project undertaken this year. Historically, records show that the Kiva ship sunk in 1893 in the waters of Mirbat during the journey from Bombay, now Mumbai, in India to Mecca in Saudi Arabia, with transporting 979 pilgrims, 760 men, 169 women, and 22 children on board. The ship was exposed to a fire in its lower stores, and the crew did not find the source of the fire. The captain and his crew had to sail quickly to dock in the nearest safe spot, and the closest place to cross was the coast of Mirbat, which was 224 kilometers away. Residents of the Mirbat arrived at the shore, and passengers were shifted to the coast. And 4 German slackline walkers have crossed the 2.1 kilometers long line in Lofoten, a U-shaped valley in Swedish Lapland, at a height of 600 meters, setting a new record that may prove difficult to beat.
The new world record stands at 2,130 meters and was set on the 3rd of July. The highliners were wearing watches with GPS trackers to measure and verify the distance walked between the two anchors. Highlining is a team sport, and a world record is shared among those taking part in a particular project, including those rigging the rope. Quirin Herterik was first out and made it across the line without falling, and he was followed by his compatriots Lucas Ermla, Ruben Langa and Freddy Kina.
When I got closer to the anchor of this line, I screamed loudly. I don't really know why, it's maybe a mix of emotions. So I just focused on being very slow, being extremely clean, and just reaching the end.
At this time of the year, around midsummer, the sun doesn't set, giving the highliners plenty of time to try for the record. Others on the team also tried to break the record and failed, but others just wanted to test to walk on the line. It took the team 2 days of hard work to rig the line, always mindful of the weather.
This place, Bulletin, is for me an iconic place and a very beautiful landmark of this whole area. And you know, when I started looking at bigger projects, I saw a picture of Bulletin. I haven't seen Bulletin in decades, and just when I saw it, I knew it had to be rigged and crossed.
They set up camps on the 2 mountain tops and pulled a line across by walking down from one side and flying down a rope with a drone from the other side because it was too steep to descend by foot. The ropes were then tied together, tightened, and then used to pull the proper highline webbing, which is the line they actually walk on. Bulletin, or the Laponian Gate, is located just outside Abisko National Park, inside the Arctic Circle, and is a popular hiking destination.
Watching this Sultan of Oman television, before we tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq sent cable condolences to His Excellency the President of Iraq on the victims of the fire that erupted at Hussein Teaching Hospital in the city of Nasiriyah. The Ministry of Labour marks the graduation of around 250 participants of the I'timad program. The Ministry of Health reports 37 deaths and 982 new COVID-19 cases. And the Sultan is to be affected by a trough of low pressure with chances of rainfall. And with that, we'll come to the end of tonight's news bulletin from all of us here in the newsroom and the studios. Stay safe. Good night.